spokespersons or spokespeople are for this group.
You see them.
You see us all.
It's unwieldy to meet with 150 people. I was informed by some other people that there were 3 spokespersons that were selected to actually meet and to discuss what it is exactly you are seeking in regards to occupying public space and some other concerns. So,
what we're here today to do, my name is Jan Rebel.
Can you speak up? We can't hear you in the back.
Sure.
You have a bullhorn?
Come to the front.
No bullhorn.
Use your diaphragm.
They took our bullhorn.
I'm standing next to. Artiste Chisholm.
Artiste Chisholm.
Who's a registered nurse.
A registered nurse. Cook County.
Along with Artiste. CNI. Registered nurses.
Registered nurses.
Were arrested early on Sunday morning.
Arrested early Sunday morning.
For being in Grant Park to provide basic medical attention to protesters.
For being in Grand Park to provide basic medical attention.
We were held for 23 hours in jail.
We were held for 23 hours in jail.
Barely fed in cold conditions with no mattresses, despite the fact that other prisoners had them.
Barely fed. Barely cold with no mattresses.
Okay. Let's try this again. We were cold.
We were cold.
We were hungry.
We were hungry.
Our mattresses were confiscated.
Our mattresses were confiscated.
We were denied our right to even a single phone call to legal help.
Given a single phone call to legal help.
No phone call.
No phone call.
How about the girl was denied her medication and had to be taken to the hospital? You okay with that?
No.
So we're here to demand that the charges against both protesters who were exercising their First Amendment rights, as well as for nurses who were there to provide medical care, be dropped immediately.
Dropped immediately.
And that Rahm Emanuel respect the rights of Chicagoans under the First Amendment to protest 24/7. We do not believe that the Constitution stops at 11 p.m., whether it's in Grant Park or elsewhere. First Amendment rights!
First Amendment rights!
You don't have free speech when it's convenient for you.
Drop the charges!
Drop the charges now!
Drop the charges now! Drop the charges now!
Drop the charges now. 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 Drop the charges now.
Let her speak.
So, a couple of things. The park closings at 11.
Speak up.
Police department.
Human mic.
Human mic,
Police
please.
department are not
Mic check.
reaching the time to exercise free speech. I understand that. We respectfully disagree on that. But the ordinance.
The ordinance. Ordinance goes to the
Trumps your ordinance.
Ordinances do not trump the Constitution. Stay clear.
I'm sure you're nurses, but are there people here who are actually from Occupy Chicago who represent and who could speak for the larger
Where's the mayor?
movement of Occupy?
I'm from Occupy Chicago. We told him to come down to RGA and speak with us democratically.
Send the mayor out here.
The mayor has been told to speak with us at our General Assembly.
But we decide things democratically, unlike how things are done here.
I was one of those arrested the first night of the occupation of Grant Park. I am also on the education committee of Occupy Chicago. I believe I speak for many of us when I say that we will not participate in closed-doors meetings, and that is a representative from the mayor's office, and we would urge the mayor himself, if he would like to discuss these charges, if he would like to discuss why taxpayer money was spent sending officers down to Grant Park when the same night in Chicago there were rapes, robberies, and homicides. If he would like to explain why protesters were held a second consecutive night in jail on a non-jailable offense. If he would like to explain why those inside were not given food, were not given mattresses to sleep on, were not given access to legal aid as required by due process, then he is more than welcome, or a representative is more than welcome, to come out here and to talk to all of us. Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Democracy does not happen behind closed doors. Democracy happens right here.
That's right! Where's the mayor?
But all of you, 150 of you or so shouting at me,
Put
actually
the mayor in jail.
an open dialogue. An open dialogue doesn't mean a closed meeting, but you can have an open, respectful dialogue in a room, not with 150 people. Actually have a conversation.
The only respectful dialogue there is
Hey, occupy!
23 torture victims!
Occupy! Thank you. If we could. Hey, mic check!
Right, check!
If we could
If we could
make an agreement
make an agreement
to stand quietly
to stand quietly
while the representative
while a representative
of the mayor's office
of the mayor's office
gives us an explanation,
gives us an explanation,
if we treated that person
treated that person
with decency and respect,
with decency and respect,
if we did not shout over
if we did not shout over
that person,
that person,
would that fulfill your requirement for a free, open,
respectful
dialogue,
dialogue,
which would have the effect
Have
of allowing all of us
allowing all of us
to hear
to hear
and be heard.
and be heard.
It's not a requirement, it's just what's common courtesy. So there are a couple of things. I've made myself available to two other people who identify themselves as spokespersons. Evelyn DeHaze, who I've given my personal cell phone number as well as my office number, and Annette Patton. And I've been calling each of those individuals every day. I was told there were three representatives selected by the Public Safety and Security Committee, but Evelyn was on the Communication Committee and one other person. So I have actually reached out and attempted to open a dialogue. So this is great to see the show of support here, and I just want to be clear about a couple of things. The city of Chicago mayor.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
First Amendment rights to First Amendment rights.
Send somebody who can speak loudly, please.
There's an ordinance as relates to Grant Park. You have occupied public space over at the Federal Reserve Building at Jackson and South for several weeks now. So I'm not at liberty to drop any charges against those arrested this weekend or last weekend. And so other than that, the only other question is about your wish, your express wish to occupy public space. And I had asked at the time that Evelyn actually defined for me what that meant. And she said that she was not able to do so. So we actually scheduled a meeting, and the meetings have been canceled every single time. The police department also have come out to the General Assemblies at 7 o'clock to actually engage in open dialogue, and we were told that there would be a meeting afterwards, and the meeting was canceled again. So it's very difficult to negotiate when the faces keep changing, and I'm willing to sit down and have an open, respectful dialogue. I just need to know who the real appropriate ballot people are to have that happen.
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
The representative
The representative
from Rahm Emanuel's office
has
said the following few things.
One,
She has said
she said
that she only
that she only
wants to speak
to
to
quote,
valid representatives
of this movement.
Who among you
Believe
that you
you
are valid representatives?
are valid representatives. We do. Secondly,
the mayor's office
does not believe
that it infringed
that it infringed
on our First Amendment
on our First Amendment rights
to free speech
to free speech.
or to peaceably assemble.
Or to peaceably assemble.
When they arrested.
What's this?
Over the past 2 weeks.
Over the past 2 weeks,
300.
300
Of our brothers and sisters.
of our brothers and sisters.
She also has refused to respond.
She also has refused to respond
To the untenable.
to the untenable,
Unhumane.
inhumane, illegal
Conditions.
conditions
Which our brothers and sisters.
which our brothers and sisters
Suffered inside jail.
suffered inside jail.
Thirdly.
Thirdly,
She says.
she's not allowed
Or in a position of power.
or in a position of power
To drop the charges.
to drop the charges
Levied against us.
levied against us.
I would like to know. Who is that person?
Who is that person? And where are they now?
To be clear, that was a mischaracterization of everything that I just said. Just for the record.
Speak loud enough for us to hear you and say
When you're all talking,
We'll all be
I can't
quiet.
be heard.
Just
but you're
speak
not
up.
quiet right now. When you're all talking, I can't be heard.
Speak up, sister.
Okay?
Use the mic.
So a couple